You're listening to the Parafair Podcast with your hosts, Maria and George.
Welcome to the Parafair today. And today's topic is happiness. Do you have happiness? Are you chasing happiness? Are you okay where you are at this point in time of your life? Or do you need more in your life? So in today's story, you hear about someone who is chasing happiness. And as we get back to our story in a few seconds, let's just listen to our story. And when we come back, we'll discuss it a little bit more.
Find happiness. Once a group of 50 people were attending a seminar. Suddenly the speaker stopped and decided to do a group activity. He started giving each attendee one balloon. Each one was asked to write her name on it using a marker pen. Then all the balloons were collected and put in another room. Now these delegates were let into that room and asked to find the balloon which had their name written within 5 minutes. Everyone was frantically searching for their name, colliding with each other, pushing around others, and there was utter chaos. At the end of 5 minutes no one could find their own balloon. Now each one was asked to randomly collect a balloon and give it to the person whose name was written on it. Within minutes everyone had their own balloon. The speaker then began, "This is happening in our lives. Everyone is frantically looking for happiness all around, not knowing where it is. Our happiness lies in the happiness of other people. Give them their happiness, you will get your own happiness. And this is the purpose of human life. The pursuit of happiness."
Welcome back from our story, and I hopefully you enjoyed our story about happiness and chasing happiness. As I listened to that story, it just made a lot of sense to me how, as human beings, and as we try to look for happiness all over the place, and we're just chasing around like we're looking for that balloon that the person gave away, and we're just looking for it and looking for it. And then sometimes we do find it, and then we don't find it. We think we find it, and we don't find it. And we're constantly searching for it and searching. And we're all guilty of this at sometimes in our life. Sometimes we think that, after I finish this next big project, I will be happy. After I finish school, I'll be happy. After I get married, I'll be happy. After I obtain this piece of land that I want to purchase or business I want to own, once I get to a certain level in my bank account, I will be happy. And sometimes we kind of like chase ourselves around and around and around and around, always looking for happiness. And I think back to that long time ago, we used to have these hamsters when we were kids. And the hamster used to get in this wheel and just run on this little wheel and just run and run and run and run and run and run. And that, it seemed like that's what it made the hamster happy. It made the hamster happy somehow or another. On that wheel, that made the hamster happy for some reason. And I think about how sometimes I think we're on this wheel and we're just running around. We're not going anywhere, but we're just happy doing that. There's some people, to be honest with you, they're very happy just chasing, looking for happiness, looking for everything that they can in a different way. I don't understand that, but they understand why they just want to always look for things, always looking for the latest and the greatest and the best thing. And I think a lot of times we are consumed by commercials. Sometimes certain brands, they will tell you, if you don't have this, you don't have a certain brand in your pocket, or you don't have a certain amount of followers, or you don't have this, or you don't have that, you're not going to be happy. Recently, I was just looking over our Instagram followers list, and I told myself, stop looking at this list. Does it really matter how many people are following you at this time? If you had 1 million followers, would that make you happier than you have at the current moment? So you have to be the same way. You have to produce the same amount of content every day that you go out there. And the thing is, you have to be happy if you have 5 followers or you have 5 million followers. You can't be any different. Because some people are waiting for them to get everything in place until be happy. You got to be happy no matter where you are in your point of time in your life. I see some people who are working and they're just happy. They're just happy working. And I see other people who they just can't wait for retirement to come because they're just waiting. And after the retirement day, they say, I'll be happy when I retire. Until then, I'm not going to be happy. And so they're chasing that retirement dream of being happy, but they're missing all of this other stuff that's around them. And as I listen to stories, about being happy, and it's not just at the end of the rainbow or whatever it is, it's at that moment, are you happy? I work around a bunch of people, and every day I come here, I notice they're just smiling. They're just beaming with joy of being here. They're just excited about life. They're just excited about just hanging out, doing their thing. And I'm like, wow, if they can be happy, why can't you be happy? What's the difference? You have more than they would ever have, but they're happy where they are. I was watching this TV program last night, and they were out in this foreign country, and they were digging for gold. The passion they had for digging for these little amounts of gold, and when they found that little couple ounces of gold, it was like they found millions and millions of dollars. And the guy asked them, hey, you found some gold? And he said, yeah, we found gold. We're very happy. And it was, how much is it worth? They said, well, like $60. She goes, you understand that $60? That $60 is going to feed my family for a long time. He said, what about the medical and all this other stuff? He goes, they'll take care of some of it, but that $60 is going to keep us fed for a while. And they were happy. They were gleaming. And the people that were there, they were trying to figure out why these people with these limited things around them so happy still. They have all these things that they have, and they're mining for gold in the Klondike somewhere, and they're figuring out why. They have less resources, but they have passion about, finding gold. And then the thing is, I realize with happiness, there's some people who've given up on chasing happiness. Some people have really given up on chasing happiness. They think that's a thing that just doesn't happen for them. They're never going to be happy because they're not happy inside. And the thing is, if you want to make yourself happy, you got to think of some things that what makes you happy. Some things that make you happy. And most of the times, the things that make you happy, they're stuff that you really are passionate about, some things that it is easy for you to do. It brings a smile to your face. The things that made me happy when I was in the 20s, right now, they don't make me happy now, but at that time they did. So your happiness changes. It just changes as the years go along. So I don't want you to think that the happiness will be whatever you are happy in the 20s. Most likely to be happy when you get older. It changes as you grow as a person. But you have to be happy where you are at this time because you're not going to be able to go to the next level if you don't appreciate what's around you at this time. And I'm guilty of just not living in the moment sometimes. I'm thinking about 2 months from now, when I'm done with certain things, done with paying off certain things, will I be happy? And I have a few more payments to make on a certain item. And I ask myself, well, will you be happy that you're done with paying it? Or will you still be the same person? And as I go by this one store every day and I had a credit card with them and I had them paid off, I'm thinking about when I was paying them off, that I had the same enjoyment I did as I see them now. And I was like, oh, bye-bye. You're no longer my problem anymore. And you have to I realized when I was paying it, I was still happy about making the payments. to that company. I couldn't wait to the end of the last payment and then say, okay, now I'll be happy because it's gone. No matter what you're facing, no matter what you're doing, you have to maintain a happy, positive attitude. There's no ifs and buts about it. You have to maintain a happy attitude. You can't wait until the last day that you have to make a payment, last day of school, last day at work, retirement. You have to maintain that no matter what. You got to maintain your happiness no matter what. You just can't be happy on your wedding day. And then after that, you get married and you're miserable for 20, 30 years, like as long as you're married. Because a lot of times it's phony. And I noticed there's some people, they have that fake phoniness, happiness. I don't know how to say fake. It's just, you can tell that they aren't too happy in their situation. Because they weren't happy in the beginning. They were just chasing something they thought was going to make them happy. I was talking to one of my colleagues, and he just recently purchased a new car. And I just listened to him, and he told me, he says, hey, I was tired of driving that old car. I'm tired of living like this. I'm going to just, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy with this car, and I don't care. I'm only going to live once. I'm going to be happy. Then I saw him a couple more weeks later, and then he's like, hey, I think it was a month. It wasn't a couple weeks. It was a month. I said, hey, how you doing? Everything okay? He's like, oh, my gosh. He goes, the car payments are coming in now. I go, you knew they were coming in, right? He goes, well, we knew they were coming in, but we didn't know that, we bought 2 cars. We didn't just buy one. We bought 2. I said, but you guys are okay. He said, well, this is, our first time stress that we have of paying these cars. I said, hey, there's a beautiful car. I park by it every day. It's a beautiful car. You don't have to worry about repairing it. You don't have. Remember that a couple months ago, we had to sit out there and jumpstart you and all this other stuff. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And he's like, yeah, I don't have to worry about that, but I have another worry now. I have my car payments. I said, yeah, and I thought that was going to make you happy. One minute you're telling me that you don't want to live like this, you're happy. Next minute you're not happy because you got the car payments. So some people, they're never going to be happy, and that's just how it is. That's how it is. But the thing is, you get to pick if you're going to be happy or not. You have a choice when you go to the office building, your job, whatever, you're going to be happy. And a lot of times, just going through life, you can't wait for someone to make you happy. I see this all the time of, well, if I had that person, if I was with this person, if I was living here and living there, I would be happy. And I was talking to someone last night, and they were talking about moving. They were talking about moving to another state. And the biggest thing they were saying is, the people that were trying to convince them said, you'll be happy over here. Over where you are now, that's not good for you. That's not good. But over here, you're going to be happy. It's less people, less rent. But you're going to be happy over here. Where you are now, you're not happy. And it's amazing how people will tell you if you're not happy or not. And they will they'll be just like that story with those balloons. You'll go wandering around looking for happiness. And it's right there in front of you all the time. Happiness is not far away from you. It's right there. But you have to look for it. And it's you don't have to look for it far because it's right there in front of you. But you have to make sure that when you're happy about whatever you have, and it could be the smallest thing. It doesn't have to be a large thing to make yourself happy. It could be the smallest thing. Today, as we were walking into work today, I saw these flowers, these little buds of flowers. And it just made me happy seeing how that these flowers have been there for years, but they've never bloomed like this. And that made me happy, like, wow, look at that. That's magical there. That's magical. Look at those vibrant colors in those flowers. So as you go out there every day, look for happiness. It's right there in front of you. Look for it inside, not just external, but internal. Look for happiness that's always around you. Because sometimes you can't wait for people to just give you happiness. You're going to have to maintain and structure your own happiness. If you're waiting for your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend to make you happy, they got to take care of themselves first. They got to make sure that they're happy, and then maybe they'll get around to you. But you got to make sure that you have a productive day. Because I notice the beginning of the week sometimes, a lot of times, it's a struggle for a lot of people. And then other people, it's a breeze because it's how they look at things. Last night I was getting ready to, get going for the week, and this person texted me, and they were excited about the new week. And I asked myself, well, are you excited about the new week, or are you just gonna just let it just come in and get you? So you have to be on an attack to make sure that your weeks and that you're happy about where you are at this point in time in your life. Because what happens is if you don't fester it up and be happy about what you're doing, it's not going to be a good thing. It's going to be a long, slow, boring week. But if you're excited about this and excited about that, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But the main thing is, like I said, as you're looking for it and you're searching and trying to find happiness, make sure that you're happy first. Make sure you're happy first. Because if you're not happy, it doesn't matter if you have $1 million, $2 million. It doesn't matter if you have 4 or 5 houses, nice cars, and all this other stuff, because you're not happy. And so whatever is in front of you, you're not going to be happy. And you see this all the time. You see these people on TV, you see these people in the news, and you're like, wow, look at all the stuff they have. And they're still not happy. They're still chasing happiness. What more do they need? They have a beautiful family, beautiful this, beautiful that. They live on the best part of the country, and they're still not happy because something internally is wrong with them. They've been taught that the external stuff is more important than the internal stuff. Have you heard, we always hear that saying, that person's beautiful on the inside. Because they're always throwing out beautiful, wonderful things that are going on with them. Last and not least, just remember, when you're chasing something, you control it. You control your happiness. Don't think that you don't control your happiness. Okay? So don't think that you don't control your happiness, because you have the key to your happiness. You're the only one. Okay? Thanks again for joining us on the Parent Fair. Thanks again for taking time out of your day to listen to our program as we get bigger and better and try to do more things. Thanks again for the wonderful comments, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.